when I was in high school and middle school, I was part of a youth group that was like really big. And part of that youth group was a youth choir. Yeah, I know this is what choir boy looks like, but it was like a big deal. There were like 100 people in this youth choir. And I'm not like a great singer, but I love being part of it. And every summer we got to go on these awesome tours to places like Chicago or Washington, D.C., New York, Boston. And one summer we even got to sing the national anthem at a Boston Red Sox game. Like it was cool, y'all. And in that choir, in that youth group, I had this group of friends that I was really tight with. People like Daniel and Will, Tyler, Stuart, just these guys that were with me everywhere. And that I loved, and we did everything together. If we were riding somewhere, we rode in the same bus, the same car, the same like rows of a bus. Like we were always together. But we weren't great at? We weren't great at including other people. Like we had each other, but what that meant was there might be a lot of other people who felt really left out. And so there's a girl in our youth choir, in our youth group named Isabella. We went to high school together. But Isabella was kind of quiet and quirky, really artsy, which wasn't really my vibe. And I remember just like thinking, oh, she's got her friends and she doesn't really need us. And I was always nice to her, but like I didn't really include her or anything. She wasn't kind of part of our group. And I remember a couple years later when I graduated from high school, I got to college, I was at Furman, and it was like my junior year, and I got this random Facebook message because, I'm old, and so you still message people on Facebook. And it was from Isabella. And I thought, that's weird. I mean, why in the world is she messaging me? And I opened it, and it said something like, hey, I just want you to know that, when we were in youth group, I didn't have a lot of friends. And I didn't always feel like people wanted me around, and I didn't know if I belonged, but you were always really nice to me, and it really meant a lot. I just wanted you to know that, and I really appreciate it. Thanks for being my friend. And I remember just feeling terrible because I don't remember doing any of that. I might have been nice to her, but I didn't ever include her in any of the things we were doing. I didn't ever make sure she was a part of things. I just tried to be kind. And it made me realize a difference between inviting somebody in, welcoming them, wrapping your arms around them, and just kind of tolerating them, being nice, being kind. That's not what God calls us to. God calls us to grab people and make sure they know that they belong, that they're included. And that's true for everyone. There's this moment in the New Testament where this guy named Paul is writing to the church in Corinth. We call the letter Corinthians. It's the First Corinthians. And he describes God's people like this. And when he says God's people, he means all people, because God made all people. It's everyone's different. Everyone has different gifts, different skills. It's like we're all part of a body. Some people are the nose, some people are the eyes, some people are the toenails. He doesn't say the armpits, but someone's got to be the armpit and the belly button. But we're all different, but we all belong to the same body. We were all created by the same God. We all belong to each other. I didn't get that in high school with Isabella. She sent me this message, and I felt terrible. And I wondered, how much of a difference would it have made in her life if we had just ever invited her to hang out with us, to sit with us, to be a part of what we were doing. It might have been a little bit risky, but that's fine. That's what we're supposed to do as people of God, people who follow Jesus. Is to realize that we're all part of one body, so we're called to belong to each other. And here's the thing, that doesn't matter how different or unique you are, you belong. It doesn't matter if you are gay or straight, trans or cis, guy, girl, old, young. the color of your skin or how much money your parents make. Whether you live with your parents or your grandparents or foster parents. Maybe you have autism or depression, anxiety. Whether you think you're really funny or really serious or really athletic or really smart or none of the above. Here's the thing, when I was at Furman, I was part of a ministry on campus. And when we prayed, we did this unique thing that we've started doing here at the gathering. We'd circle up and we'd leave a hole in the circle. Just between two people. And the reason for the hole, as you know, is threefold. One, because it reminds us that Jesus is with us. But two, it reminds us that we have friends who aren't here tonight. Because there's always something going on, people who can't be there. But three, to remind us that we're an open group. And there's always room for more people in Jesus' circles. And sometimes it's on us to invite those other people in. Sometimes it's on us to make sure that they're not just tolerated and welcome, but they're belonging, that we wrap our arms around them, because that's what a group of Jesus followers does. They see other people who are different or unique and say, yeah, but so are we, so let's just all belong together. That's how we do this. We can't follow Jesus and leave some people outside. We're supposed to be the people who leave a hole.